sorry, Spirit knew I had to get resituated, so they cut us off. So we're back. So the Huntress, what she is she's a balancer of karmic retribution, basically. She used to make people nervous, and she used to worry about what her job was. Oh, look. She used to be concerned about what people thought of her and what her job was. But now she realizes that there are people who do not stand in their integrity. And she is one that's come for justice. There are ones who abuse their power. They feed off the ones who are gentle. And she's here to hunt them down and eradicate them. That's her job. So what she's doing is she's going to teach you how to hunt and be independent. She's talking about when something is over, it's over. And she can help you bring about the ending cleanly and swiftly. It's almost like Archangel Michael's sword and cutting cords. She says that her sword can give you strength and skill, and it can also be used to defend. It can cut the bonds and beliefs of the past, cords from the past, help cut cords to the ones who are draining your energy. And through this ending, you're going to become a powerful healer. You're going to learn compassion and empathy that are going to be brought about without being compromised by your loving sensitivity. There's nothing wrong with this. You've got ones that are feeding off of you or attacking you, and she's come to rid this from your life so that you're able to be the empathetic, loving, healing teacher that you are. So she's very fierce, and she works with skill, and she's private, and she works in silence, and she works for her tribe. She hunts down and eradicates the ones who are destroying the innocent, the ones who are harming the earth, who are harming the animals. She is all about karmic retribution. I like that word. She's an environmental guardian and warrior. You know, we are peaceful warriors, but I used to say, you know, on one hand, we're being told to be open and gentle. I told you these were two completely like bipolar cards, or two sets. We are supposed to be loving and gentle and open and vulnerable, and yet when those come against us, that are not standing in their integrity, and they seek to harm the ones that we love, that's when the peaceful warrior brings out their big stick. And we are warriors. And so she's going to teach this. So when you're confronted with a test, and when something that you hold precious is being threatened, there's a lot of different ways that you can deal with it. And her way indicates it indicates that her way is the way right now. Right now, it has come a time where you need to cut cords. You need to pick up your arms and fight and go into battle for the ones who are going against the ones you love, that are hurting the ones you love, who are attacking the gentle and the loving. This is the time for her to step forward. And she's relaxed and she's alert, but she's ready to strike, and she's willing to do whatever it takes. And so they're asking for you to do this as well. It talks about demonstrating personal truth, but willing to end the battle without being, you know, without bloodshed. But you're to stand in your power, your own personal power and your higher self. This is about a time about refusing to be a bad, you know, the good girl or the good boy. You're not going to be doing this anymore. You have had your boundaries crossed, and people have been taken advantage, and there's no more. There's no more self-sabotage. Now is time to own your power. And it's because there's a situation that is actually fragile and very loved to you, and it's being harmed, it's being attacked. It could be your own, it could be your own self. It could be that you are having to deal with your own shadow, and your darkness is, your ego is overwhelming your light, and so you need to strike that out of you. But it could be somebody else coming against you as well, and it's time to lay down, and the time of laying down is over. The time of backing down, the time of being gentle and turning the other cheek is over. Now's the time to pick up your sword and say enough is enough, and step into your warrior pose. So they're saying for you right now, it's about, as I said, rebalancing karmic injustice. It's about taking action immediately to cut the cords to people who are energetically draining you, people or health situations that are no longer serving you. If you're feeling drained and you're struggling, and you're tired, struggling with your health, and your connections, your metaphysical connections are not clear. Why is that? Who's around you that's taking from you and not giving back? Who is sapping your energy, and who is attacking your principles and your beliefs and your values? You don't have to be aligned with other people's way of thinking. I'm just wanting to see that dragonfly. That says hold on to your dreams. So are you giving up your dreams for someone else, for somebody else's thoughts and feelings, and maybe the way you were raised? Do you disagree? Does your heart disagree? Does your soul say, I'm on a different path? I've had my awakening, and this is how I believe. This is who I am, and this is what I'm meant to do. And if you don't like it, you can live your life any way you want, but you are not going to come against me. You're not going to stop me any longer. It's enough. It's enough. So that's what's going to happen here. This is a massive wake-up call. This is, you know, you've come through to the other side, and it's time for you to be a spiritual warrior. You have been awoken for a reason. You know, a lot of people get awakened, and then they have family come against them, or our friends come against them, and then they choose to go back to sleep. So what are you going to do? Right now, Spirit's telling you, you are a spiritual warrior, and it's time for you to stand on your principles and stand for your faith. All right, that's that message. Told you they were getting harsh. And then the next one, right along, and this is who that wild huntress was coming against. This one. This is the carnivorous flower fairy. It says a tempting offer has a high price. Now, the carnivorous fairy, she looks like she's a very innocent, pretty thing, doesn't she? But her flowers in her hair are actually Venus flytraps, which are animals that they're plants that eat animals. So she's not as innocent as she appears. She likes to put herself off in such a way, and that's the way she sucks people in, just like the Venus flytrap. It's pretty and it's open, and then as soon as the fly gets in, boosh, it grabs it and it's eaten. So right now, it's talking about you might be offered a tempting offer might come to you. You might be asked to engage in something nefarious. You might be asked to engage in something that's a little low, what's the word? Low vibration. And it's not going to come to you that way. They're not going to speak to you about it in that way, clearly, because then you would know straight up that that's not where I want to go. They're going to bring it to you in a way that makes it sound very tempting, and that, oh, it's not so bad, and, you know, it will be good for you, and it'll help you grow. And wrong. This is something that's going to have a very high price to pay. And you don't need to learn this lesson, truly. This is a very dangerous person. So they're asking you to watch for people who consume more than they give. These are people that are bullies. They swallow people alive. They're talking about people who ignore your beliefs. They seek, or maybe they seek your approval constantly. And when you praise them, they're great. But when they don't get what they want, they become hostile. This is a narcissistic person. This is the relationship that the sword is going to be cutting away. This is the type of energy. It could be a situation, a person, a place, an environment, a workplace, whatever it is, a belief system. But this is a dream eater. This is someone who, or something that consumes and does not give back. This is a person who would dominate, control, criticize, judge anyone that comes near them. This is a person who is, there's somebody who is an intention seeker. This is somebody who feels entitled. They come into the world feeling like they're entitled. They act like they're royalty. You know, they feed off of others, and people are there to fulfill their wishes. That's what they're all about. Them. They can be charming and beautiful and sweet and gentle and all of this when they want what they want, but it's because you have something that they want, and you can do something for them. So don't be fooled. They spend so much time feeding off of others because they don't want to do the work themselves, these narcissists. They see you as a way of getting what they need. And it's sad, but it's really sad if you allow them to take from you and do this to you. So they're saying, pay attention, look around and see, who is this that's in your life, or what is this that's in your life? You know, it could be a person, like I said, a place, a workplace, a belief system, whatever it is. It's cult-like is what it is. And whatever it represents, it's absolutely dangerous to find yourself aligned with this. So don't get too close. They want you to observe, you know? They want you to learn if you have to see what's going on, but don't get that close. Don't become the experiment of this carnivorous fairy, because they're going to bite you and they're going to take from you no matter how they try and present themselves to you. It's their nature. That's what they are. So there's our two harsh things. I should have done it the opposite. Maybe, no, I guess the way it is the way it's supposed to go, right? We had the gift, and we have the finding yourself being vulnerable and with the right one, and that's when you draw that person, that energy into yourself. But then we've got the opposite, where you've got this carnivorous type of situation where you have to have your peaceful warrior now lays down the sword and steps out. So those are the two completely conflicting sides, but we need to have them both. This bird right here is a tern. And I looked up what the tern meant, and for the life of me right now, I cannot remember what it means. I wanted to see, now that we're done, I wanted to see, of course, it's not going to happen now, if we could see those fish coming to the surface. But I found that really interesting, that when we were talking about things coming to the surface and allowing your vulnerability and to come to the surface and show who you really truly were, right then all of the fish started coming to the surface, because water represents emotion. So it's always dead on whenever we get the animal totems, and those were the fish. the fish swimming with the current of life. It also means go with the flow. And that's what was going along with those messages at that time. But then, remember, we had the blue heron and we had the white crane, and both of those know about the ability to, they know about when to strike, they know when to wait. The art of stillness and patience, and knowing when to strike. And then when they do, they come at it with those bills. But those bills are also what they could use to ward off intruders and to protect their families. They go after those bills, and they're like swords. So those two totems standing right there go with our warrior, who has the sword that's going to be cutting us away and bringing up arms and defending what's coming up against your integrity and your position. So those of you who have had your awakening, don't slip back to sleep. So many people get afraid, and they're so worried about what everybody else thinks. You know, I don't care what anybody else thinks. The closer you get to your higher self, and the closer you get to spirit, the less you're going to be concerned about what people think, and the more you're going to be concerned about what your higher self and spirit thinks. So don't allow yourself to go back to sleep. Don't. All right. I think that's it. Probably going to get it cut off soon. So if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Google+, I'm on, what am I on? Angels Whisper, Sherri Columbus, Angels Whisper, YouTube, where all these videos go. If you'd like to subscribe, you'll get a heads up when the videos go out, so you don't have to go scrolling through them. If you'd like to have any help with dream analysis, with private readings, life coaching, long distance Reiki healing, my website is www.thewhispersofangels.com, and my email is sherricolumbus@yahoo.com. When you go to my website, you can scroll through and see what it's all about and what it is that you're interested in, and then you go to contact, and that's the email you use. And I will be contacted by, it'll take you to my PayPal account, and I'll be contacted by PayPal, and then we can decide whether we're going to do a voice, a telephone session, or if we're going to be doing an emailed reading, or if it's long distance healing, or whatever it is. So I got all of that out without being cut off. That's pretty cool. Feels great right now with the wind. Let's see what we have. Anybody else before we go? I feel like I'm going to fall off this dock. I'm so used to being on the water. It's weird. You can't see them, but there's white herons over there. I wish you could have seen the blue heron take off, because it was huge. Anyway, you guys have a fabulous rest of your day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to go cruising around. I can't go in the water, which is a bummer. I think I need to go on a trip somewhere else. If I can't be in the water for a week, what's the point of being on a lake? Alrighty, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Peace.